Welcome back to Sanair International Speedway near Montreal, Quebec. I'm Pat Gonzalez, and with me is Craig Hill, and this is our first event today, the Pro 750 production race.
Well, Pat, as mentioned earlier, the clouds have rolled in, and we have a very wet track for our first race. However, these production bikes are on treaded tires, and that's the only answer when running in these conditions.
Craig, the field is away. Gary Goodfellow starting from the pole position, away quickly. Number 97, Richard Griffiths right there. He started up on the front row, and as they break at the end of the straightaway going into turn one, it is Griff, number 97, with the lead. Goodfellow, 99, follows in the second place position, and then it is Vancouver's Ken Lalonde running back in the third place spot. The riders try to find a position up here on the opening lap. They're out of the chicane. Goodfellow try to outbreak Griff, 97, into the bowl here, and he will take the lead. Goodfellow leads it into the stock car oval on lap number one. A nice bit of outbreaking on the leader at the time, 97, Richard Greff. There is Gary Goodfellow, your leader. Greff, 97, holds the second place spot, but he is being pressured now by number 14, Ken Lalonde. Gary Goodfellow, number 99, coming through the final turn. You can see the race for second. It is 7:51. Robin Hardy goes inside of Greff, 97, and Lalonde to move into the second place position. There is 199, John Ramsey from Nova Scotia. It looks like he is out of it early. 99, Goodfellow leads it off the end of the straightaway into the hairpin at turn one. Greff had second for a moment, but Hardy will go around to retake the number two spot. Greff, 97 on the Honda, runs third, and then it is 14, Lalonde back in fourth. Out of that chicane, the riders carrying a lot of speed through that chicane as the wet conditions here really proving to be a bit of a problem for some of these riders. 7:51 Hardy, you saw the back end moving around on the machine.
Oh, a terrific sense of balance for this young rider on such a wet track. That's 66, Kawasaki rider Pierre Martin of Laval, Quebec. Kawasaki has been attempting to develop both their production and superbike machinery to a competitive level. I asked Rob Hagerty what his future expectations were.
Well, I think for 1987, with our superbike, we would like to be able to finish somewhere in the top five. I think that's top five, top six, but mainly to develop our motor and our chassis with the Kawasaki for 1988 when we will enter a fully competitive superbike team.
Two riders that are very competitive on the wet racetrack. 97, Richard Greff, and number 14, Ken Lalonde on the Yamaha. They are racing for the third place position. Out of turn two, there is your second place rider, 7:51, Robin Hardy, try to chase down Gary Goodfellow. Then it is Greff, 97 in third. Lalonde runs back in the fourth place spot. The riders break for that left-hand turn that'll take them into the stock car oval. Steve Crevier, number 73, runs back in the fifth place spot. Side by side under the Castro bridge, they'll come through the final turn. Lalonde up on the outside of Greff trying to grab that third place spot. They go side by side onto the straightaway. Greff just moving ahead. The umbrella's still out as Greff and Lalonde going wheel to wheel off the end of the straightaway into the hairpin. Greff holds that third place spot. Here is a good battle a little further back. 87, Norm Murphy on the Kawasaki, along with 185, Tommy Douglas, and just ahead of them, rookie Andrew Burgel. Here's the race for third. Again, the two riders tied together off that short straightaway and into turn five.
And there's Gary Goodfellow. He's just pussyfooting this thing around, trying to keep the bike as straight as possible on this wet track, Pat.
Gary's done an outstanding job, and so have these two riders. Ken Lalonde, number 14, Richard Greff, 97, again, side by side as they move onto the straightaway. They have been having a war for that third place position. There is Gary Goodfellow. He has had a very unique line coming off the end of the straightaway into the hairpin. You can see Robin Hardy not all that far behind, and then this tremendous race for third place. It's Lalonde, number 14, who now will take over third. Greff makes a move to the inside. He will retake the third place position. What a race these two riders are having. There's 99, Goodfellow, your leader, and Robin Hardy, 7:51, is right on him, and he is closing. Goodfellow back into the stock car oval. You've got to watch it through this section of the racetrack. An awful lot of puddles in there, and Goodfellow trying to find perhaps the cleanest racing line through there as he continues to come up on slower traffic. He'll be putting a lap on number 29, Rick Crevier. 7:51. Robin Hardy has had an outstanding race. He is still in the hunt for the win. Third place battle under the bridge through the final turn. Richard Greff and Ken Lalonde have been staying right with each other throughout this one, and they've had a tremendous race for that third place position. Again, they're just a bike length apart across the line. Gary Goodfellow, number 99, breaking for the hairpin, and he's had a very unique line through that section of the racetrack.
Oh, bad luck for Robin Hardy. He was right on Goodfellow's rear wheel, and that would have made a great race to the finish on this last lap.
Craig, it doesn't look as though Hardy's going to be able to get the bike going. He's put up the face shield. That is going to be it for him. This now becomes the race for second. Richard Greff, 97, and Ken Lalonde, number 14. Gary Goodfellow, 99, out of the final turn. Coming to the start-finish line, there's the checkered flag, and Goodfellow will win it. Side by side for second, out of the bridge, out of the final turn, Lalonde and Greff. What a race they have had. It is Lalonde getting the power on a little bit earlier than Greff. To the line, it'll be Ken Lalonde. Lalonde has finished second. Greff in third. Here is 73. Crevier, he will finish in fourth. Tommy Douglas fifth. Here is the race for sixth. Another close one. To the line, and it'll be 87. Norm Murphy finishing sixth. The rookie Berge will be seventh.
There are the final results for this Wet Dene 750 production race, with Vancouver's Goodfellow now in a commanding lead for the production championship with 30 points.
And we'll... Welcome back to Sanair International Speedway in Quebec, and this is the Castro Motor Plan feature event, the 20-lap Superbike race.
The riders are lining up, and I see that all of them are going to run on rain tires. It stopped raining here for a while, but the track has several areas with puddles, and the clouds are rolling in again, Pat.
Here's the starting grid for our Superbike race. On the pole position, number 9, Paul McMillan from Markham, Ontario. He rides one of the Rothmans Honda Interceptors. Teammate Art Robbins from Westhill, Ontario. He'll be on another one of the Interceptor 750s. Defending champion Michel Mercier from Belleville, Ontario. He'll ride the Team Suzuki 750. Rueben McMurter, number 24 from London, Ontario. He carries the hopes of Yamaha Motor Canada. Tom Walther from Surrey, British Columbia, number 991. He'll ride a Honda Interceptor 750. And Steve Crevier, number 73, personable young guy from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. He'll be Yamaha mounted as well.
Pat, one of the biggest problems for these riders today will be visibility, and a lot of them have taped over their nose area. This will prevent their face shields from steaming up when they get wet.
You're right, Craig, and they've used rolls and rolls of that duct tape here today. There are the riders revving up the machines, looking for the drop of the flag to get this one underway, and there it is. McMurter, 24, inched over the line, but he did not jump the start. Robbins, 47, away quickly, along with number 1, Mercier. They break at the end of the straightaway for the hairpin, and it'll be 47. Art Robbins with the lead into turn 1. Number 1, Mercier, right there in second, and Goodfellow, 99, and McMillan, number 9, side by side for third. Out of the chicane, he run lap 1, and Robbins had both feet off the foot peg. He did a nice job of gathering it back in. Goodfellow, 99, inside of McMillan. He'll take over the third place spot. Through the stock car oval for the first time, Art Robbins, 47, on the Rothmans Honda machine, leading. Mercier, number 1 on the Team Suzuki machine in second. And there's Goodfellow, 99, side by side out of the bridge, the 2 Suzuki riders battling for the second place position. Robbins will complete lap number 1 with the lead. There's 991 Walther and 73 Crevier, both running well back off the pace. 47, Art Robbins, your race leader. 99, Gary Goodfellow, taking that inside line at the end of the straightaway as they break for turn 1. And Goodfellow has taken solidly that second place position away from teammate Mercier. Out of the chicane, Robbins, 47, and again you can see Robbins evidently having a problem at that section of the racetrack, Craig.
Oh, yeah, but, you know, Pat, this is a real test, not only for tires, but for the riders themselves, and a lot of them are still finding their way around here. I think the pace will pick up as it starts to dry out a little bit.
While Gary Goodfellow finds himself in a Rothmans Honda sandwich right now because Paul McMillan has moved into the third place position, pushing Mercier back into fourth. The riders try to outbreak each other at the end of the straightaway, and it'll be Robbins holding on to the lead. Goodfellow into second. Mercier has moved back into third. It's McMillan, number 9, running fourth, and the old veteran Norm Murphy in fifth.
There's Frank Ciampini's rider, Kyle Andrews, in 12th, and I think he's still trying to figure out Sanair's wet line somewhere along the way here.
There's Goodfellow inside of Robbins. He'll take the lead going into the stock car oval. The riders swapping positions all over the racetrack, and now it's Gary Goodfellow's turn to lead. Through 47 Robbins right there in second place. We've got a tremendous 5-rider scrap up front.
Oh, and there's Gary Goodfellow coming under the bridge there, but just listen to his engine pad. It sounds like it's back down to 3 cylinders. He sounds like he's losing power a bit here.
Well, Craig, some of these big 4-stroke engines don't like the wet track conditions out there. It gets into the electrics and can cause a problem. We're not sure if that's the problem with Gary's machine, but right now he got reeled in on that straightaway by Mercier number 1, who appeared to have the faster motorcycle from the final turn to the hairpin. There's the race for third, and it is a beauty. 47 Robbins, number 9 McMillan, and 87 Murphy. The 3 riders were almost side by side on the straightaway. McMillan goes into third, Robbins running fourth, Murphy back in the 5th place spot. But here is the rider on the charge, number 9. Paul McMillan is going after second place rider, number 1, Michel Mercier. This has been a tremendous race since the opening lap.
Well, Paul McMillan's got the reputation as being Mr. Rain Dancer, Pat, and he's sure showing the way right now. I don't know whether he can keep this pace or not, but boy, he's got that motorcycle running.
3 riders tied together on the straightaway. Goodfellow, 99. There is Mercier, number 1. He appeared to have, again, the better horsepower on the straightaway. He moves back around to retake that second place position, and there's McMillan on the inside, coming out of the hairpin. McMillan almost falls off the motorcycle. He got the right foot down, rebalanced the machine, and will hold on to that second place position. But things really starting to tighten up front. Goodfellow, number 99, has been caught by McMillan 9 and his Suzuki teammate Michel Mercier, number 1, and the fans are just loving the action up front. 99, Goodfellow, your leader. Number 9, Paul McMillan in second, and number 1, Michel Mercier in third. And there's McMillan on the inside. He will take over the lead.
Well, Pat, you can definitely tell it now. Goodfellow has lost the cylinder on that bike, and he's slowly dropping back, even though Paul McMillan is driving extremely well in this wet surface that they're all faced with here today.
While Goodfellow definitely down on power, Mercier has gone around into that second place position, and he passed them right on the straightaway. Your new leader, Paul McMillan.
That's London's Rueben McMurter, who's currently in 6th on his Yamaha. You know, he doesn't look comfortable running in these conditions today, but it's pretty tough for all these guys to keep the back wheel from coming around when you put the power on. You have to remember that these engines are putting out about 130 horsepower, and in the wet, that's some handful.
Paul McMillan, number 9, slicing his way through traffic. Mercier, number 1, will try him up on the outside through that final turn. But McMillan does a nice job of holding off the Suzuki rider. They go on the straightaway. Here's the test of horsepower. Mercier trying to pick up the draft. There is 185, Tommy Douglas. He has moved up into the 4th place spot. Through traffic again, 9, McMillan, your leader, 1, Mercier. They have lap number 88, Kyle Andrews, and 14, Ken Lalonde. There is the 3rd place rider, 99, Gary Goodfellow. And then back in 4th now, it's 185, Tommy Douglas. There is Goodfellow trying to catch up, but that machine not sounding good at all.
Well, there's Surrey's Tom Walter packing it in. And you know, he's had trouble all day trying to make that Honda work, and I don't know what the problem is, but he's out of the race today.
Paul McMillan back into the oval. McMillan crashes. McMillan goes right over the front of the motorcycle. He's going to try to pick it up and get restarted. One of the corner marshals over to his assistant, but it looks like that will be it for McMillan. Art Robbins, number 47, trying to outbreak Tommy Douglas into the hairpin, but Douglas, the young Laval, Quebec rider, will hold him off. Robbins, who led in the early going, now running back in the 4th place spot. Douglas has done a great job of coming up through the field, now running into 3rd place position. And Craig, they are catching Gary Goodfellow in a hurry.
Well, they sure are, but you know, Gary's not running too good this time around, Pat, so I'm not really too sure what his problem is, but he's generally very much faster than this in the wet.
Well, there is the section of the racetrack where they're making up ground on Goodfellow on the straightaway, and they have gone by Gary Goodfellow. 185, Tommy Douglas into 2nd. 47, Art Robbins running 3rd, and Goodfellow finds himself now back in the 4th place spot. All 3 of those riders trying to chase down number 1, Michel Mercier, who has taken over the lead. Mercier has had a great run. Here is Douglas, 185, and Robbins, 47, side by side into turn 5, and again, Douglas will hold off the bid by Robbins.
Well, we've been talking about Goodfellow. You know, this guy can still come back, even though he's got problems today. He finished 1st at Motorsport starting at the back, and I asked him if it was a problem starting from the back in any kind of race.
So starting from the back, you just got to get a good start and catch up with you know, the front 8 guys, and then make sure you just keep, you know, coming up all the time, and you can set a good pace and maybe zap by them and set your own pace, and which is a little bit quicker than the other guys. So in one respect, it might be even a little bit of an advantage starting from behind, because the guys in the front know, uh-oh, where is he coming, or what's the story, you know. So I don't know, it doesn't bother me at all, and I'm just going to get out there today and ride as hard as I did last week and try to win like everybody else.
Art Robbins, number 47, the Rathmans Honda rider, has retaken the second-place position from 185 Tommy Douglas. The two riders just a couple of bike lengths apart out of the chicane, and Craig, it looks as though they are catching the leader, Michel Mercier.
Well, you know, Pat, this is the first time that Art's tried these new Michelin tires, and I think he's finding that the hotter he gets them, the better they're sticking, because he's really come from a long way back just in the last lap or so.
Both Robbins and Douglas continue to push the pace. The traction appears to be there under the Castro bridge out of the final turn. Again, just 3 bike lengths separating those two riders as they run in second and third place. There is your leader, Michel Mercier, at the end of the straightaway as he breaks for the hairpin, and there you can see the margin back to second and third place riders, Robbins and Douglas, and they are definitely inching up on Mercier, the leader. Michel Mercier out of the chicane in heavy traffic. There is Art Robbins, 47, right behind him, and then Tommy Douglas back in the third place spot.
There's number 76, Mario Duhamel, being lapped by Mercier. He has an unusual hobby away from the track, ballroom dancing.
Concentrating on staying up front, number 1, Michel Mercier. There are the standings. Gary Berge, a good run in 5th, and we'll be back with more of this Superbike race from Sanair in a moment. Welcome back to Sanair International Speedway. I'm Pat Gonzalez, and with me is Craig Hill.
And Pat, have we got a battle for first place between West Hills Art Robbins on a Honda and Suzuki-powered Canadian champion Michel Mercier.
The blue and white last lap flag is out. Here's Robbins making a bid for the lead on the inside of Mercier at the end of the straightaway into turn 1, and Art Robbins has retaken the lead. He led in the early going, had dropped back as far back as 4th, and now with the last lap flag out, Art Robbins has charged to the front. Robbins out of the chicane for the final time. Mercier just a few bike lengths back as they break into the oval with less than a lap to go. Mercier closing to within 4 or 5 bike lengths. Robbins leading the Honda right over through turn 6. That right knee almost down on the wet pavement. Mercier, does he have an answer for Robbins here? 1 corner to go. Mercier closing under the bridge. They're out of the final turn. The checkered flag out at the line. Art Robbins, number 1, will hold on. He moves to the inside. There's the win for Robbins. Mercier in second.
And there's the final results, with Robbins now in the points lead for the 87 Superbike Championship, and an excellent third-place finish for Laval's Tommy Douglas. And here's Pat Gonzalez with winner Art Robbins.
I held on, and I wasn't sure if I was going to make the turn that time, and luckily I did. I knew I had to finish because it's important for the 7 races to stay up to gain all the points for the end, and that's what counts, so I'm pleased to be here.
Well, Art, you've got the points lead moving on to the next round. All the best the rest of the way in 87.
Thank you very much.
That's it from Sanair, and we'll see you next at Shannonville for the 3rd round of the Castro Motorplan Superbike Championships.
Beautiful.